Hello, everybody, and happy Monday. I hope you had a fantastic weekend. Today is the first day of the week, being our workshop. Tiny Talks is Builder Day, and we have a couple guys here that are in Montana. We have Cody and Rick of Woodland Ridge Tiny Home Crafters. Said it all.
Good job.
So with that, Robin, I forgot my disclaimer here. If y'all are being recorded because these are going into our member portal for others to watch at a later date when they have time. And so just want to make sure that's okay with everybody. And also, if you have questions while they're talking, you can either raise your hand or put it in the chat and I'll read the question. Or if you raise your hand, you can unmute yourself and ask the question yourself. So with that, I'm gonna turn it over to Robin, and he's gonna chat with these guys, and then we'll get to check out some of their build and workshop.
Well, hello, everyone. Yeah, it's always good to have Leanne kind of lead in to us here. Thank you, Leanne, for that introduction. As a matter of fact, I was actually working on a tiny house for about 4 or 5 hours this morning. We're building a tiny house for a homeless person, and we only had a couple of volunteers show up, so I pitched in and helped out doing some framing work. You know, one of my favorite things is doing framing, and you know, we had the trailer level, and for some reason, since we got to it, you know, I think last Thursday we worked on it the last time, it got out of level, so we had to level it back up before we could do anything. But it was a lot of fun, you know, getting out there and cutting the studs, and we had to cut in a window that we forgot to cut in. And you guys have never done that, I'm sure, but anyway. Let me introduce Rick and Cody to you. Guys, tell them a little bit about yourself and what you do.
Well, thanks, Robin. I really appreciate the fact that you guys would let us come and run our mouths for a little bit and chat with you about what we do. I'm Cody Wood, and this is
Rick Gilliland.
And we are the founders of Woodland Ridge Tiny Home Crafters here in Livingston, Montana, and we build tiny homes on wheels. We got started, it's coming up on 3 years ago now that we've been building, and it's been a lot of fun. We've met a lot of really great people, and we really see these tiny houses that we're building as a solution to the housing crisis that we're facing here in this area right now.
So how many houses do you build or have you built? And, you know, you said you started a couple of years ago. How many houses do you think you've built since then?
What are we, 15 maybe?
Yeah.
I think we're around 15 that we've built, and then we got a pretty hefty backlog right now of homes going forward.
About how far backlog do you have, you think?
We're probably a little over a year at this point, but we literally get calls every day for people. We've actually got a pretty significant client coming out on Thursday that may want as many as 15, and if that's the case, that'll push us out another year past that.
Right. Well, before we came on, you were talking about your social media and how a lot of your houses come out of that. Can you tell the people that are on here kind of what you do for social media, when you started it, and how it's turned out for you?
Yeah, so we try and do about daily videos on TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook. And actually, my kids are the ones that pushed me to start doing that. I've got 3 teenagers, and they're like, "Dad, you should do some TikTok videos." I'm like, "Kids, I have no interest in doing that whatsoever." And they're like, "No, like people would think this is cool." And so I started doing them, and it's real simple. I mean, it's 2 to 3 minute videos that we do, just literally updating everybody on what we did that day. And they're not scripted. They're just off the top of our heads of what we accomplished in that day, or in some cases what we didn't accomplish in that day. And it's been great. We've also do some videos with our llamas, and the llamas have become minor celebrities for us. But it's been really fun because that's how people have found out about us. I'd say probably about 80% of our builds right now have come from social media leads.
Okay. Um, do you post every day?
I
How
try
often?
to. Yeah, I try to post every day. Realistically, it's 4 or 5 times a week. My goal is every day, but if I get 4 or 5, I'm pretty happy. All right, I think we
Okay.
locked up there. Right?
Yeah, no, that's cool. Yeah, I think I did. All right, I think we're back again. So the important thing is regularity, keep it putting posts up every so often, every day, every 4 or 5 days. I think that's key. That's also key to the search engines. Social media people that I talk to say, when you post a lot, especially if you're posting videos and that people like that they stay on for a little while, that kind of puts you at the top and get you up there. So I think you're doing a good thing with that. Um, well, tell us about this house that you're standing in. Can you give us an idea how big it is, what it looks like, and what who it's for, and that kind of thing?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is a 32 foot by 8'6" wide. And this one's got, you can kind of see here, it's got a little bit of an oversized loft. It's an 8 by 10 loft. So it's gonna be pretty roomy. We're standing right now in the living space. It's completely open on this side of the house. And then right here is gonna be the kitchen. And then it's gonna have a peninsula that's gonna come out this direction. And she's gonna have a workspace and things here. We've got the stairs back over here. Underneath the stairs is going to be the washer dryer combo unit. There's going to be a closet, and then the bathroom is actually going to have a tub in it, a big soaker tub with a shower head that'll come out, and then toilet and vanity there. It's on a a shed roof. This one's kind of neat because it's going to have, well, you can't really see them too well, but it's going to have an integrated speaker system in the house. So we got 4 speakers that are going to be spread out through the house.
And this one is going to a local customer here in the Livingston area.
Okay. We just were on the Colorado call. Well, it was last Tuesday, but we were flying and I just listened to the recording day before yesterday. And on that call, in Appendix Q, it talks about how to put stairs in. And you can have, with Appendix Q, you can have 12-inch risers with 7-inch runs. I don't know what you have on your stair system. But one of the things that they were focusing on, especially for houses that were going to be lived in full time, they said there were a couple of things. They wanted a landing at the top of the loft so that they wanted that between 16 and 24 inches down from the loft. So you like kind of crawl in to the loft. And the other thing they said they wanted from the landing to the ceiling, they wanted 6'2". So just, I know you've got yours already built and everything, but when you're designing other stairs and other accesses to the loft, that might be something to take into consideration. The landing, I think, is supposed to be twice the run. So if you have a 7-inch run, it'd be a 14-inch landing, and it would be up. And the only way to get 6'2" and everything that you got to get in there, you almost have to go down 24 inches. But the argument that they were posing was that a bed normally is a kid's bed is normally 24 inches off of the floor, and they seem like they don't have any trouble getting into it. So it was just kind of a design that's in Appendix Q, and this Colorado group is actually going to amend it to make it 24 inches. It's right now 18 inches, and there's just no way in some instances to get that 6'2" with the 18 inches down from the loft. But if you can go 24 inches, that gives you a lot more accessibility. So anyway, I just thought I'd share that with everybody out there. That's, you're all builders and building things. That might be what's coming down the pipe. And, we had on the call last Thursday, we had quite a few people on that call talking about our new standards that will be coming out in January 1st. So we may have that as a possibility in our new standards. So anyway, I see you have closed cell spray foam. How much thickness do you have there?
We got 3.5 inches in the walls, and then in the ceilings, we do 2x6 rafters, and we fill that completely up because of how the kind of temperatures we have to deal with here in Montana. So we've got 5.5 in the ceiling.
And then we've got 4 inches under the subfloor.
Under the floor, okay. Well, I think what they're mandating, let's say spelling out, was R38 in the ceiling. They wanted R48, but we talked them down to R38. Does 5.5 inches of foam meet that R38?
It will, yep, because it's an R7 per inch. So that
Okay.
should be 28.5 or 38.5.
Okay.
My math is
Yep. No, I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. So those of you that are concerned about, how are you going to get that R38 in the ceilings, that's how you do it. On a 2x6, you have to use closed cell spray foam. All right. And I see you've got kind of a bank of lights going all the way down, back and forth. Is that on separate switches, or how do your switches work out? What do you do? Light up the loft, light up the main area, light up the kitchen, light up the bathroom, or how does that play out?
Yeah, so our main area, which we have runs to about right here. Everything this direction is switched on one switch. And then we have the kitchen is switched, including underneath the loft. There's going to be some lighting there. That's all going to be switched together. These on this side are also switched together separately. And then the loft is switched.
Okay. All right. All right. What are you using for an egress window out of your loft? What size window is that?
We've got a 5020.
Okay. Slider?
Yes.
Okay. Yep. That'll meet it. That's what we're using in ours too. That's the window we forgot to put in.
You talk about not making mistakes on windows. I made a huge mistake. Our third build, we did not put an operable window in the bathroom. We had put an inoperable window in there, and then it got caught by one of your guys' inspectors. And so we had to put in an operable window. Well, we had to enlarge the size of it, and I just knew that there was no electrical that was run underneath that window. I just knew it, and I didn't dig into the spray foam like I should have, like Rick told me to. I just did it anyway, and I made the prettiest cut you have ever seen on a piece of 12-2 Romex. I mean, it was
Oh my goodness. Oh man.
So yeah, we've that's why I joke all the time that Rick's the brains and I'm the mouth. So
Yeah.
I didn't listen to him in that situation.
Right. No, I got you. So you had to run a whole new wire, or did you put an outlet right there, or how'd you handle that?
That we had to, we had to run a whole new wire through there.
So you dug out the foam, put the wire in. Oh man, I feel for you. That's a lot of work.
Yeah. What should have been about an hour, 2-hour project turned into about 2 days worth of repairs. So.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Man, I feel for you. Now, do you put fans in your bathroom too?
We do, yes.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Leanne, do you have any questions going here? You guys, you want to tell us a little bit any more about this house before we kind of go out in your shop and check things out? What's your pitch on your roof?
It's a 212.
212. Okay. So you're let's see, 16 inches lower on one end than the other, something like that?
Correct. Yep.
Okay. And that's a two.
Oh, go ahead.
That's a 212 because of your roofing material, or?
Well, we have snow that we have to deal with, And according to our, our roofing manufacturer and things, that's the shallowest that we can go and still
Okay.
maintain our snow loads.
Yeah,
Okay.
we usually try to do a 2-pitch on these shed roofs to maintain as much overhead space in the loft as we possibly can.
Right, right. And you put your stair on the high side, I see. Now, how low is it on the low side from the loft to the ceiling?
Let's see, that's about 2 feet. I think it's about 32 inches on the low side.
Okay. All right. Just so you guys know, in Appendix Q, and I believe, well, I know it's in Appendix Q and Appendix AQ, it's 36 inches is where you start measuring your 35 square feet. So even though you're at 32 inches, you still have to come back to 36 inches and measure your length and your width to make sure you have at least 35 feet. Obviously, you've got more than that in that size of a loft, but just so people know, when you're putting stuff in there, it's 36 inches to start your measurement on your square footage for your loft. The other thing a lot of people don't know is when you're measuring square footage, tiny houses are defined as 400 square feet or less, and that's outside to outside measurement of the unit itself, the footprint of the unit. Lofts are not included and porches are not included in that square footage. So just so you guys know, in case going down the road, you want to build a little bit larger one. I know this one doesn't even get close. What's 8.5 by 32? I don't even know what that square footage is.
It puts about 260.
260. Okay. Yeah. So you're a long way from 400. So you're good. So what else you got? Oh, talk about your headers a little bit.
Yeah, so on most of our headers are 2x4s on end, sandwiched between 2x4s, and then with a filler in the middle is typically how we do it. Now, whenever we get over 4 feet, we switch to 2x6s on end, but that's really just our new. Oh yeah, you can't really. Oh yeah, you can see it. So this is a 503 up here. Yeah, so that's a 2x6. 2x6.
And the 2050 would be 2x6. The 2050.
Yep. That one's
Okay.
that one's a 2x6 as well.
So guys, rule of thumb is 4 feet or less can be 2x4, 6 feet or less 2x6, 8 feet or less 2x8s. And there is and I don't know what the exact numbers are, but you could actually, if you're concerned about insulation, you can actually put, I believe, instead of a 2x6, one 2x8 in, and then run your studs up down to the face of it, and then fill that whole cavity with closed cell spray foam too to get some more insulation value, because the headers do have a much less R value than the closed cell spray foam.
Right. So I do want to show you something. I want to have to take you off of the tripod real quick to show you this, because it's the first time we've done this, and I think it's going to be pretty cool. So we've been building these stairs fairly similarly with the way we do our wallboard, but on this one we've put little cubbies in here to do some shelving and storage, and then we're going to run some LED strip lighting underneath here to make it
Nice.
give it some lighting, which we're pretty excited about that and how that's going to turn out. And then we're going to do some similar stuff here in the loft. We're going to, on the back side of this into the loft, we're going to have shelving just like we did there.
Nice. What about under the stairs? What goes under there?
So under here, that'll be the washer dryer combo is going to go right there.
Okay. All right, I see the outlet for it.
Yep. And then under where this is going to be a full size, it's just about a full size closet. It's going to go right there. And then there's also going to, that's our water heater is going to be stored in there as well.
Okay. All right. What size water heater do you use?
That's a Rick question.
It's gonna be an on-demand, gas hot water heater.
On-demand gas. Okay. All right. All right. Make sure, I think if they go inside, they have to be ventilated and all of that kind of stuff. Gets combustion air and all right, you guys know all about that. I've seen some on-demand hot water heaters that are supposed to be outside, mounted inside, and that's a no-no because if it's if it's designed to go outside, it needs to stay outside. Otherwise, the ventilation doesn't work.
Right, we're using a Renai indoor, unit that vents and inducts air through the same duct.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. All right.
I-
Anybody else have any questions before we go outside?
I
Leanne,
do.
go ahead.
You guys said this house was staying local. Is it just two people living in there or a whole family?
This one's just gonna be a single lady.
Single lady?
Yep.
And she's
No,
gonna go
you
up
know-
and down the stairs for sleeping?
Yeah, that's the plan. So, you know, we
What-
have though, it's pretty, we've had a couple houses that have been the same size and almost the same footprint, with the loft on the side. But then over here in the living area, in this house, we've put a downstairs bedroom there. And then we've done two of those just recently on these 32 footers that had the downstairs bedroom. And then we've done one that had the downstairs bedroom, and then it also had a loft above that bedroom. So it was a dual loft and a bed and a downstairs bedroom. So it actually had 3 bedrooms in it total.
Wow, for a bigger family.
Right, and well, and that one went, yeah, that one ended up in Spokane, Washington.
And that
Oh,
one
wow.
was, single mother, teenage son, a big dog and a big bird.
How did you access the second loft? Was it a stair or a ladder?
It was through stairs, as well.
Okay. All right.
Cool.
Cool. Well, let's take a look outside if you don't mind. Would like to look at your shop a little bit and check out your the outside of this house. Is it sided? Oh yeah, it's already sided.
Yep.
Are you using
it's sided.
LP?
Yep, this
Is
is
that
LP
LP?
Smart Siding board and bat.
Now, you added the board and batten over top of the LP just for design, or did you need to do that for some reason?
It's just the look that she wanted.
Okay. All right, gotcha. And then you probably paint that center section a little different than the rest of it or something to give it an accent.
No, actually, this is gonna stay just like it is. This is gonna stay, it's the same color. And it's gonna
Okay.
stay the same. We just did, we did black, trim for everything, so.
Okay. Is that pressure treated wood or what'd you use for trim?
It's LP as well.
Okay.
But yeah, it's LP Smart Siding.
Okay. All right. Yeah, no, that's cool.
Yeah, and we're
Like
still
it.
waiting on the door. The door was backward, so we don't have it on quite yet.
Yeah. Is that a 3.0
It is.
6.8
Yep.
door?
Yep.
Okay. That's pretty standard for you guys, just 3.0 6.8s.
Yeah, it is. It is. What doors and windows have been tough for us to get. So the first several that we did, we ordered special, and then the back order on those is so far out, it's hard to get. So
Our next build, we are gonna be doing something a bit differently. We're gonna have a garage door on the next one.
Mm.
So that'll be,
A garage
Yeah.
door for the entry door.
no, it's also going to have a man door. It's going to have a 3
Oh, okay.
as well, but it's going to be fully windowed. I mean, it's fully glass
Mhm.
garage.
Okay. Yeah, I've seen a few of those on there. I don't know how well they're insulated those garage doors are, but if it's going up in a cold climate, that might be problematic.
yeah, and that was something we talked with the manufacturer about, and it's the glass in it is fully insulated glass, dual pane. So hopefully it'll be adequate for the weather here.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Was it 8 foot wide?
It's
Garage
a
door?
4 foot wide.
Oh, 4-foot wide garage door.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. I like it. I
I've
like it.
seen-
Let me know how that turns out. I'm curious about that.
Yes,
Will do.
pictures, please.
Yeah.
Only tweet.
Absolutely.
How in the world did you
Promises,
get your,
promises.
yeah, how did you get your roofing and your sheathing and all nailed? Looks like your ceiling is almost, that thing just barely fits inside of there.
It does.
Yeah, we're pretty good at crawling around on our bellies up there. So,
Wow. How much,
yeah, so
how much room do you have in there? What's the height of your,
what are we at? We're
The
14
ceiling
feet?
height is about 15 feet.
15? Okay. So if you're 13.6 on your house, you got about 1.5 foot at the
Yeah,
highest
on the
point.
height. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
so our shop, to give you a little bit of history of that, this was actually a horse barn. I built this shop. This is we operate out of my place, and the shop was my barn that I built. I mean, I built this barn 12, 13 years ago. And then Rick and I were talking about starting the business and decided to move forward with it. And so the walls were actually only 12-foot walls. So if you look, we have about 4 feet of concrete because we actually had to dig down. We had to dig out about 5 feet of dirt out of the barn. And then so we've got a big drive that goes out from this door. So we had to drop the floor in order to be able to get these houses in here and build out of here.
Wow. That was a major project there. Was it easier to do that than to raise the barn up?
It was, believe it or not, it was easier and cheaper to do it that way than to try and go up with it. That being said, though, we're right in the process now. We've grown so much that we're ready to expand the shop. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back out this direction and put probably a 60 by 60 out there. And then we're going to build it the right way. We're going to have much higher ceilings so that we don't have to crawl around on our bellies where we put
Right.
roofing on.
All right. Is that going to be a metal building?
It will. Yep.
Okay. All right. That's what a lot of people use. Well, cool. Cool.
What'd you
Well,
do with
you
the
know,
horses?
Oh, we still have plenty of space for them. So
Okay.
yeah. But yeah, so I guess I can show you around the shop a little bit. This side is more where we have all of our bigger tools. So you see we've got a drum sander here, router table. We got a little dust collector that goes to all of this stuff. We got our planer, joiner, a little bit of extra metal for our roofing, ladder there. Let's see, all of this is kind of our trades area. So all of our electrical equipment is here. Most of our plumbing is here. Our shop Traeger is here for smoking our pigs. Let's
Yeah.
see.
Looks like you got some racks built there too for some lumber and storage and shelving
Yeah.
and all that. Yeah.
Yep, we got racks there.
Cool.
So this is we got a dry erase board here where we keep up with what we need to do. We have to check our propane this year at this time of year on a weekly basis to make sure we don't get cold in the shop. Actually, our first winter, it was that we worked out here, we didn't have heat. And so and it was just Rick and I at the time, and literally it would get 20 below, and obviously we weren't outside, so we didn't have to deal with snow, but it was so cold in here that trying to run air guns and air tools, they would freeze on us. So we would we do half a dozen, maybe 10 shots with the nail gun, and then have to go put it over by a little propane heater and let it thaw, and then we go back in and keep working. So our first winter was pretty brutal, and then we decided after that we have to have heat. So
Yeah.
bet.
Was it insulated? It's
it
insulated
is.
now. Was it insulated the first winter?
No, it was not insulated. There was,
Oh.
I'm telling you, the only good thing about the shop was it kept the snow out and the snow and the wind, and that was it. I mean, we would come out here bundled up, and I mean, we froze our tails off our first winter. So,
I'll bet. Wow. Wow. What
but
do
yeah,
you heat the shop with now?
propane, and it runs through that heating system up there.
Oh, okay. All right. It looks nice. At
Yeah,
least keeps the chill off anyway.
yeah, absolutely. No, it stays a toasty 65 in here in the winter. So,
Wow.
Is it snowing now?
it was earlier.
Hmm.
It's split now, but yeah, we got about a foot of snow last week, so that
Oh
was a
my.
lot of fun.
Right.
Yeah.
You
but
guys
can
live
see
near
back
the
behind-
shop?
Say again?
You guys live near the shop, or is that on your property?
Yeah, the shop's on my property. My house is just up here, which is a blessing and a curse sometimes. So,
Yes.
and then you live just a couple miles away.
Yeah, there's nothing very far away in Livingston. So, yeah, I live just a few miles from the shop.
All right. So you have orders right now for how many? You said you're back ordered. How many orders do you have? How many houses?
We've got about 5 right now, and then we've got a handshake deal on 6 that we're just working on putting the contract together and stuff. So we've got a handshake deal on 6, and then we've probably got 4 more that'll just be individual, like one-offs, that I'd imagine we'll have buttoned up here in the next month or so.
That's
And then, like I
great.
said, we've got a lady coming out on Thursday that's interested in 15. So
Well, that'll be a nice one.
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Better get to work
So-
on that extra shop.
Yeah, exactly.
So I see behind you, you've got some storage and
Yep.
shelving and where your material and all that.
Yeah,
goes.
absolutely. This is kind of all of our personal stuff. So it's like our hand tools, our tool belts, stuff like that's there. Here on this shelving, we've got a lot of our paint supplies, fasteners, stain, rags, gloves, that sort of thing. We've got some material staged here. We even have a bear skull right there. Our table saw, and then our compound miter saw, and then we've got a dust collection system that's hooked up to everything.
Nice. Yeah, that's one of the big challenges when you're in a place like that. Keep all the sawdust somewhere, if you're working outside, it wouldn't be that way, but inside a shop, you got to worry about all the sawdust.
Right, absolutely. Well, if I sneeze hard, 2x4 comes out. So
Right. Yeah. No, but I'm saying that sawdust is very flammable when it's in dust form going around. If there was a lot of sawdust in the air, I've heard of shops where there was a spark or a fire or something, and it just goes up. It just kind of explodes, kind of like a powder mill.
yeah. Yeah, and that's what that dust collection system is great. And then, well, actually, you talk about it. We just emptied it on Friday, so we don't even have the bag put back in yet. But yeah, we keep that pretty clean and try and keep everything, the sawdust knocked out as much as we can.
Cool. How big is your garage door?
It is 12 wide by 14 tall.
Okay, so you can get a 13.6 out, no problem, with a little 6 inches to spare. Now, when you go outside, does the driveway kind of go flat for a while so you can get the units out?
Yeah, it's flat for just a little bit, and then it climbs up back up to grade.
Okay, all right, that's kind of what I thought. Well, sounds good. What else you want to show us here? You want to show us your outside?
These are more of our tools here, but yeah, we can go outside if you'd like to.
Yes.
So
I
wait a
wanna
minute,
see.
back up. wait a minute, back up. I saw a bunch of Milwaukee tools there. Is that what you guys
Uh,
use?
Yep, we're committed to Milwaukee at this point.
There you
Yeah,
go.
I will say, when we switched over from using air tools, so we don't have any air tools anymore. We've completely gone away from any kind of pneumatic tools, because one, it's running an air compressor is loud, and we're here in the shop. And the other thing, dragging the hoses around in these small spaces, it can be challenging. So we've actually switched over to these framing nail guns, these battery powered framing guns from Milwaukee, and they're a little heavy, but these are great. I would recommend these Milwaukee framing nailers over dragging hoses around all day long.
There you go. Well, yeah, we when we give out tools as prizes, we usually give out Milwaukee toolkits and things like that.
Nice.
So, no, it's a good tool. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Milwaukee
Yeah.
should pay for that commercial. You know that.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's what we tell every time they do Milwaukee Pro Days at our local store. We tell them exactly that. So
Yeah. All right, cool. Well, let's go outside and want to see what's out there, and then check out your llamas for a minute. And anybody that have any questions,
Yes,
okay, go ahead with the questions, Leanne.
yes, Indigo River is on with us. Hi, they want to know how many houses do you have under construction at one time?
right now we just do one at a time now. We used to build multiples at one time, and we just found that trying to do multiples at one time, actually our efficiency just went way out the door. It slowed us down a lot trying to do multiples because we get on top of each other, and there's just not enough room. Once we expand the shop, we want to expand so that we can do 2 or 3 at a time. But right now it's just, we do one at a time, focus on it, get it out the door.
Well, the other thing is that all of our builds are completely custom, so it's not like we can do assembly line type builds. And so it makes it more difficult when you have 2 or 3 completely different homes in here and trying to work on those rather than just doing one at a time.
Well, and
Okay.
that is another good point. Yeah, and that's a good point too. Like whenever we don't have like set homes, so we don't have set models that we build. Everything we do is completely custom from the ground up. So there may be some similarities in builds, but everything we do is customized and individualized to that specific client. So it doesn't really lend itself very well, like Rick said, to doing the same thing for like 3 builds at a time or something.
Do you have anything that is standard? In other words, your siding's always LP or your roofing's always metal, anything like that, your cabinets are always certain cabinets. Do you have anything like that, or do you move around a lot on your siding and your roofing and your interior?
We move around a lot. We move around a lot with things. Our roofing is always metal, simply because out here the wind is so bad. I mean, every winter we get wind that'll be 100+ miles an hour every winter. The interstate runs through town, and every winter, I mean, just was it Friday or Saturday, we had a semi blow over on the highway, and that happens multiple times all year. So we pretty much insist on people using metal roofing. Because by the time we have a 60-mile-an-hour headwind and then you're running, 60 miles an hour down the road, it's going to be hard for shingles to keep up, especially in the winter, whenever it hasn't been warm enough for the shingles to really,
Right.
melt in. So yeah, we do exclusively metal roofing. But as far as siding goes, we've done board and bat, we've done lap siding, we've done metal siding. It really just depends on what the client wants. Within reason, we'll do it. So we've got one that wants coming up that wants a stone out exterior. So we're gonna have, there's some faux stone that's lighter, because obviously weight's going to be an issue there. But we'll be doing that coming down the pipe here pretty soon.
Okay,
Cool.
yeah, I think it was somewhere, Zach Giffen was putting on some faux stone and it came in sheets. Like,
Yep.
little sheets of, and you just put the whole sheet of stone up, and I thought that was kind of, and it's light, but it looks
Yep.
good.
Yep. I think that's probably the exact same product we're looking at using.
Okay. All right. And on the inside, shiplap or paneling or whatever, what do you usually use on the inside?
Most people have wanted shiplap.
Okay.
That's been the most popular. We've also toyed with doing some different styles of paneling and things. But most people want that shiplap look at this point, at least.
Okay.
So, but
Cool.
I understand that Joanna Gaines is kind of moving away from shiplap, so we'll see what the next craze will be.
Right. Right. Makes sense. Okay.
All right.
Well, Nancy and Catherine, love how your shop is organized by trade, very efficient, and I agree with them. Looks very organized.
Absolutely. Well, that's that guy. That's all Rick. He keeps us organized, because if it were up to me, if it was dependent on me, it would not be organized at all. We'd be digging through stuff all the time. So.
All right, Rick,
So.
stay on him.
Okay, I will.
All right. So I'm going to take you out in the frozen tundra.
Ooh.
So it's a little snowy today.
Wow. Oh my.
Yeah, you can't really see it coming out of our shop, but right now, because we had all that snow last week and it drifted, and we've got about a 5-foot drift right in front of our shop, which you can't see real well, but it's right back over here. But that's what we have the tractor for, and then my pickup is back here. We've got a plow on my pickup to keep everything open.
Do you have any water coming into the shop with that driveway coming down like that?
We have had some issues with that, but we've got some sandbags and stuff that we have to put up at times. But yeah, there's a couple of the llamas.
Oh,
Oh man.
So one laying down, and there's 2 more.
Oh, how many do you have?
We got 4 total.
Oh, wow. That's wild.
So that the kind of blondish colored one is Max. That one, the white and black, is TNT. He's the smallest one, but Dynamite comes in small packages, and he is feisty. This one that's standing up walking right here is Bourbon, and then the one that's laying down right there is Rye.
Wow,
all right.
that's pretty cool. And the horses are nearby?
Yeah, they're not right here. We've got some acreage that we keep them all on.
Cool.
But yeah, that's the llama. It's funny, people. I was telling these guys before we got started, and I'm gonna go back inside because it's cold. Rick and I do a lot of stuff in the mountains. Every year we do a lot of hiking and backpacking, and we take the llamas with us. And that's why we have them. They pack all of our gear and things. And people, they've kind of become our mascots here at the shop. And whenever we go out and do training and we hike around with the llamas, I'll post videos on our social media with it, and people have just absolutely loved it. So
Good marketing. You could use them as a tax write-off if you use them on marketing.
yeah, we've discussed that with our accountant a little bit. Yep. Yeah. Well, and we're working on a t-shirt. So we've got some apparel and things, and then we're working on a t-shirt that's going to be llama themed. And we've had a lot of people that have, including Leanne, that's raised their hand to say, I want one. So.
That'd be cute.
All right, guys. Well,
Awesome.
if we don't have any more questions, anybody have any questions, put them out there now. Otherwise, I'll leave it up to Leanne we don't have anything else going to kind of wrap us up here.
Yeah, anybody got any more questions for Cody or Rick, the brain?
Share some love in the chat, you know, tell
Yeah,
them, you know, what you think, you know.
it looks like a
and
beautiful piece
I
of
would like
land.
to, yeah, absolutely. Thank you. And I would like to say for you guys at NOAA, we really appreciate the work that you guys are doing for us as builders, because it's so nice for us to be able to talk to a client or talk to a local municipality and say, you know, we're building our tiny houses to the highest of standards. And we talk about how NOAA they're the ones that keep our feet to the fire with that. And it gives our clients and it gives our municipalities such a sense of comfort to know that third set of eyes is on these houses. And it's really been, I mean, frankly, it's been a huge selling point to us to be able to say, you know, we believe so much in what we do that we want somebody else to come in and make sure that we're doing the best job that we can do. And that's been hugely helpful for us. So we really appreciate what you guys do.
That's great.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
Nancy,
you bet.
did you have your hand up?
Yeah, I was just wondering how many years it took them to get such a beautiful shop set up.
Well, is that chronological years or dog years? Because it only took us about a year, but man, it feels like it took us 7 to get here. But no, our shop is constantly evolving. We've constantly are trying to make things a little bit better. But yeah, it took us probably a year to really get our workflow and really get everything set up the way we wanted it and where it made the most sense.
Well, it's beautiful.
Well,
Mhm.
thank you. Thank you. So,
Yeah.
oh, I do want to show you something. Where is it? This is, if there's other builders out there. Oh, right here. This little setup that we have right here. So they're just mini sawhorses, and then it's a mini miter saw from of all things Milwaukee. But this setup right here has been huge for us for portability's sake, and it's small enough that we can actually put it right in the middle of the house. And so whenever we're cutting trim or cutting things that's going to take multiple cuts to get it perfect, this is an amazing setup for us. And like I said, it's 2 mini sawhorses and this mini miter saw. So
Thanks for sharing that.
yeah.
Cool. Well, lots of people have said thank you so much. And if there's no more questions, I just want to personally thank you guys for taking time out of your very busy schedule to be with us tonight, this afternoon. And we just appreciate it. So you guys have a great week. Happy holidays to everybody. We'll be back tomorrow for our Tuesday workshop. And we're going to have Philip Bona, an architect, and he's going to talk about the past, present, and future of tiny homes. So tune back in and we'll see y'all tomorrow. Thanks again, Cody and Rick. We really appreciate it. Great
Thank you,
job.
guys.
Thank you.
Night,
Good
everyone.
job, guys. Thank you.
Bye.